What if you're experiencing an immediate crisis and you need help for your family?
Yeah, you're a loving parent. You're committed to keeping your child safe, but you just need some help. Guess what? There's options.
That's right. We're talking with Safe Families, and this is Chick to Chick.
You know that I just love kids, right?
Oh, you're ridiculous when it comes to children.
I stop for
really
kids.
Yeah.
Like some people stop for dogs. Well, I now stop for dogs too.
This is true.
I love kids. Mm-hmm. I love to be around them. Mm-hmm. I love to spend time with them. And boy, I'm so committed to making sure they're safe and that someone's taking care of them. And when you told me about this program, it's called Safe Families, I was like, yes, tell me more about it. I want to know all about it.
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook scrolling around and I see a friend of mine and she's posting pictures with this baby. Now, I know that she hasn't had a baby and I'm thinking, what is going on? So, I dug a little deeper and I found out that she was volunteering with this organization. So Safe Families is really unique and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But what you need to understand is it's a beautiful liaison between a family that's really in a crisis at the moment and then the foster care system. In the middle, there's a place that is safe for your child to be with another family.
So maybe it's a parent maybe dealing with a health crisis or maybe some sort of a financial issue. And it's not that they don't love their kids and not that they don't want to take care of their kids. They just need a helping hand. And this is kind of like a stopgap.
It absolutely
to help
is.
them until they get over their crisis.
Yeah, so let's learn about it right now. With us today, we have Nikki Condon. She is with Safe Families. And we also have Courtney Berkheimer, who is the volunteer. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, ladies.
So let's start with you, Nikki, because you can help everybody understand what the Safe Families organization is all about.
Sure. So Safe Families is a grassroots movement that started in Chicago by Dr. David Anderson almost 20 years ago now. It's across the entire U.S. and globally it's in the UK, Canada, and we just launched a branch in Hong Kong, actually, just a few weeks ago. So Safe Families is a foster care prevention ministry through Bethany Christian Services here in Central PA, in Eastern and Western PA as well. And what we do, like you so eloquently put it, is we do provide that stopgap, that foster care prevention. We know that foster care is a necessary service currently in this country, but our foster care system is extremely overwhelmed. And we end up having a lot of children in foster care who wouldn't necessarily need to be in foster care, but the parents are isolated in their communities and they just don't have anyone they can trust to help them with their child. So that's where Safe Families comes in. It's a ministry of the church, of the local church. We aim to build that system of community. We aim to build the factors that will keep kids out of foster care. So we're working with active parents who love their children. And for example, if a mom ends up in the hospital, she has no one to call to watch her children. That's a situation where Safe Family could come in. So we work with the churches to onboard and background check and train the host families. And then they're available. We have about 50 host families across Central PA, but we really need a lot more. The need is great, especially digging our way out of a pandemic. There are a lot of isolated parents, a lot more so than before. We helped a lot of parents during COVID. We're very proud of that. We never shut down. We had volunteers who stayed committed during this pandemic and were willing to host children in their home, even through illnesses, even through their parents having COVID, things like that. So it's just been instrumental in strengthening our local community, and we just want more people to know about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great, and I can absolutely understand how that could happen if you have a single parent and you don't have any family nearby, and mom ends up in the hospital. She's going to need somebody to help her with the kids. And Courtney, I hear you've got this great baby that you took in. I'm so jealous because I would
if I give her the address, she's going to come right over.
I might come and steal her from you. You're a host family, Courtney. Why did you decide to do this?
Well, I love kids, always have. I have 2 of my own. And we were done having kids, but I just wasn't quite ready. So I had a friend who did Safe Families and told me a little bit about it. And we fell in love with the concept. It was, I guess we've done it for about 4 years now. And yeah, I love being able to bring kids in and walk alongside families. It's just a really neat opportunity.
So talk a little bit more about that. When you get a child into the home, the child can be of a various age. And as a volunteer, is that pretty much entirely your responsibility to meet the needs of that child? Meaning, like, you had the baby and you needed some things like high chairs and little baby bouncers because your children are not that young anymore.
Yes.
And so these are types of things that as a volunteer, you do have to take ownership in, right?
You do, yes. But it is amazing. I'm sure you've seen, I post a lot on Facebook, and it's really exciting to see the community come together and everyone chip in. Everyone plays a part in it. I've got bouncers, diapers, clothes, you name it, you ask for it, and people are so excited and so willing to participate and give to you.
That is awesome. Now, a word that I keep hearing the word volunteer. Mm-hmm. So, Nikki, I guess this is different from foster care because when you foster a child, you're actually getting money to help with food and other expenses. But I'm hearing the word volunteer. So I'm assuming, or help me out understand here, these foster families are not getting any type of financial support. Is that correct?
Right. So our safe families aren't foster families. They are committed volunteers who are just lending their help, their faith, their amazing personalities and love for children and families to these families temporarily. However, our model is extremely relational. So they're not in this, not all foster parents are in foster care to make money, but it actually breaks down a lot of barriers with the parents and the host families when the parents learn that our host families are not paid. They're Christian volunteers. They're doing this as a part of their faith journey, and they just want to be able to help somebody in their time of need.
And that is the most beautiful thing.
Yeah,
now,
it's great.
When it comes to this parent who's had the crisis and so their child has to rehome for a little bit of time, what is the relationship with, the parent and the host family? And then, how quickly do the families kind of get back together? Like, how quickly do they reunify together?
I would say we run the gamut of situations. Hostings can be as short as one overnight or as long as several months, as long as that's deemed appropriate by our professional staff. Several of the moms that we've served recently are having babies and they have no one to care for their other child or children. So those hostings could be as short as 2 to 5 days. Or we have hosted for moms who are facing a myriad of situations. And we might have hosted for 3 months, but in that time, they were able to gain new housing, obtain transportation, obtain a new job that's higher paying and more sustainable. So our hostings can be as short as one overnight or as long as deemed appropriate by our team.
So it varies. Courtney, I would think it would be tough if you got this smushy little baby that smells like heaven, that you would have to give it back, give the baby back to mom and dad or to the parents. What is that like? Do you fall in love with these kids, which I think you would? And what are you getting out of this?
Well, absolutely. You 100% fall in love. We actually had tears in our house last night talking about what's coming. But God calls us to do hard things. And I feel like we grow in those hard moments. And doing this is one of those experiences that my family grows. We grow stronger in our faith. And it's a beautiful thing. We get to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And it's a really great thing to be able to pass on to our kids and future generations. And it's just really, it's a great family thing to do.
And you guys are such a tremendous family. That baby and any other child that you take in, they are so lucky to have you guys. So if someone wants more information on how they can get involved with Safe Families, where do they go?
So the easiest way is they can just text the word SAFE, SAFE, to the number 33339. They can visit our website, safe-families.org. They can like and follow us on our Safe Families Central PA Facebook page. They can visit bethany.org/Safe Families. We're definitely out there, and we're definitely looking for, volunteers like the Berkheimers who really are open to walking alongside both a parent and their children. They reap the benefits of getting to spend a few weeks with an amazing little guy. But they also give that parent the peace of mind that their child is safe while they're working on whatever situations they're dealing with to stabilize their family, so that child can continue to grow up with his biological family and help them to stabilize, for future generations.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for telling us all about this wonderful program and sharing your stories. I hope that we're encouraging more people to get involved and maybe more volunteers to come forward. Because again, I didn't know anything about this. I'm sure a lot of people don't. And our main mission here is to raise awareness and educate the community about these wonderful programs. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, are you going to do this, honey? Because, here's the thing. Hey, you have to give them back. Yeah, is there a program for nannies?
Wait a minute. I don't know that I want to clean poopy diapers anymore, though.
Aww.
That's a problem.
I know, but I bet that, when Nikki...
I want a baby.
You had I just wanted the saliva that was coming from your mouth. In truth, it is so beautiful. I knew that you would love this podcast. I think your face hurts from smiling so much about it. It's good stuff. So again, you have the information if you want to learn more about Safe Families. We appreciate you being with us today, and we hope you'll come back when we chirp about another topic.
And I might have a baby the next time you come back.
Possible.
I might.